when I tell you, the first place we went was Cologne, Germany. I think it's spelled Koln. And so dope. So dope, so lively out there. Met some beautiful women, had a great time. Yeah, Cologne was dope. And then we went, man, we went out of the country, I believe like twice or 3 times. Might have been, yeah, more than twice. But no, it had to have been because, no, but some of the places we were driving to while we were out of the country, so it could have been that 2 times. But nevertheless, we went, I'm just want to give y'all the list of places we went to kind of consolidate. We went to Cologne, Germany, Munich, Stuttgart, Berlin, and I know there's probably about 3 more. Then we went to Finland. Together we went to Italy, Naples, Italy to be exact. And I know am I missing another one? Finland, Italy, all throughout Germany, and Switzerland. Yeah, you heard it right. Me and big DJ IROC, man, out there in that Switzerland, baby. And what was so cold about that was we were in Germany doing our 1-2. And myself, IROC, and the booking agent or whatever, the guy who was taking us around, that was, he was putting all these plays together for Rock. We all were in the car together with our bags and shit and drove through the border, from the border of Germany into Switzerland. That shit was so fly, man. And then when I say fly, I'm talking about driving into Switzerland and those Alps. Man, I wish I still had some of those pictures because I sent all of them, if I'm not mistaken, to my guys that was, locked up at the time. My ex-wife might have some of those pictures too, because I know I put some of them in the album. But yeah, man, oh man, so beautiful. And that Naples, Italy reminded me like of a Miami on steroids. It was so smooth out there. It was so dope to eat pizza at 2 in the morning. I think one night we had did a performance or whatever, rocked the club, and then after that it was an outside pizza shop. And man, they had to, and I'm gonna tell you what's so crazy about the experience I had when I was in Naples, Italy. And maybe y'all, if y'all have had these experiences, whether it's in Italy or other countries, let me know in the comments as well. But we were going to, the promoter came to pick us up from the hotel, and this is in Italy. I want to make sure y'all hear that clearly. So they come to pick us up at the hotel. We get in, and now it's the promoter, and then he has this Italian guy in the front. So when we come out the hotel, I kind of look, I get in the car, but I noticed, because I think I was sitting behind him to his left, so I could look and see that this dude is like dark skinned. But I hear his accent, and it's straight Italian. So we talking, we in the car. So I'm like, yo, man. Said, if you don't mind me asking, I said, man, you fairly dark skinned to, you know what I'm saying, and it to be just Italian. I said, because there's U.S. Army bases or military bases out there. So I'm thinking that it's a possibility his father might have been in the military and, got an Italian woman pregnant. That's why he's so, so dark skinned. And he just bust out laughing. He was like, nah. And I said, man, I hope I ain't offend you or nothing. He was like, nah. He said, I get that question all the time from Americans when they come. But he said, if you came, he said, I'm 100% Italian with his accent. He said, 100%, born and raised here. And he said, if you came to, he didn't say my city he said, if you came to my village, you'll see people in my community are my complexion and darker. But what was so crazy about that fact is that growing up in East Harlem, I grew up around Italians. And a lot of the youngsters, even their fathers and uncles, would say, yo, if you went back to my home country, you'll see people your complexion and darker in Italy. And I, so I would hear that growing up, but I never took it to be law. Like that was a fact until I saw it. So thanks to my man DJ IROC, I was able to see with my own eyes that not only black people are everywhere, right? But it's just like letting you know just how beautiful God is, man, how graceful, how magnificent, how just mind-blowing he is. Because everywhere you go, you can look at a reflection of yourself, a beautiful reflection. And it was so beautiful to see that in real time. Real time, say, damn, wow, what the Italian brothers was telling me was true all the time. And the brother had a beautiful spirit. And I talk about that all the time. As much as I can, especially when the topic of international travel comes up. But outside of that, I'm going to give y'all some stories also about some of the places we rocked and the reactions and not the reaction, but the interaction we had with people and what both of us observed, but me in particular. Because there were times where we would be in Germany rocking. IROC could be on the turntable doing this thing, rocking the party, and I'll be hosting on the mic, just talking, saying some fly shit, introducing the songs and all that, getting the crowd hyped, especially when Rock was throwing something DMX related or Tupac or, But, man, I'm going to tell you, the people in Europe overall, but Germany in particular, I don't think I've ever seen people party like I did in Germany. They was lit for real. Every city. Every city, from Cologne, the first night where I ever stepped foot in Germany, to Berlin, to Stuttgart, to Munich, whatever. Hey, man, that shit was lit. They wasn't standing around, now mind you, this was about 2002. So there wasn't, the whole cell phone, social media thing wasn't crazy back then. It was cell phones, but not, social media the way it is now. So people was really in the clubs just, zoning. You ain't see all that cool shit. And that's the thing it blew my mind to see that everybody dancing on the dance floor. And them clubs in Germany is huge. Now, it may be some places you can go in a decent size, but for the most part, where we were going, clubs with restaurants in them and all kind of shit, man. Yo, Germany is fly, though. I can't front on Germany. Hey, any of my Germany new children out there, salute to y'all. Much love, bulletproof love to y'all. Y'all keep riding with me. Y'all keep shining with me. And I'll be back out there. That's a place I would love to take my children, to Germany. Because it's just, Germany is very, very open-minded. That's how, that's the energy and what I picked up from the people. Not just the energy, but just the overall, level of relax, people relax, and it can be high pace and when you're walking around as far as fast pace in certain areas, but overall it was cool, man. I didn't feel like out of place. I didn't feel unwelcome or anything like that. In fact, just love and hugs, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was dope, and just capturing, another thing that was fly was just capturing DJ IROC doing this thing on the ones and twos. I have pictures of all of that. Like, he'd be DJing, I'll catch him, But another thing that I cannot forget to share with y'all is, when they say hip hop run the world, hip hop really does. And when I say run the world, meaning, man, we are really, the culture itself has so many shades, however you want to say it, so many souls attached to it, man. So many souls embedded. There are so many people around the world who love hip hop culture and love rap music. Enjoy, you know, it saves people's lives, man. People are talking about, man, I was thinking about unaliving myself and I heard your record, and you know, I see those posts from artists. I, you know, hear artists do interviews and say those things about receiving DMs or letters or emails from people, fans, if you want to say that, you know, telling them, man, that music, you know, brought me back. So it's this, you know, I say that to say that hip hop has such a powerful impact on the people of the world. And that's another reason why we need to really think about what we're doing. Say something that really means something. Especially the old heads, the OGs, the unks, you know, the seasoned vets. We gotta come with it. You know, it ain't about preaching to nobody. It's just about standing on business for real. Just being men who think, speak, and move in a certain way, in an honorable way, in a respectable way, in a strong way, not, you know, as opposed to weakness and living, you know, driven by lower self. Hey, man, we can really keep the torch lit, you know, like the PEs, you know, like the Big Daddy Kanes, like the Stetsasonics, the Chubb Rocks, the Rakims, you know, the BDPs, the Juice Crews. Oh man, the list goes on and on and on. Cool G Raps. Come on now. This hip hop thing is beautiful, y'all. And I just want to say to my man DJ IROC, I appreciate you, brother, for showing me that love. Taking your baby bro, man, out of the country, baby. You know what I'm saying? Get me up out of here and sharing that wealth with me. Cause that right there was worth more than any amount of money you could give me. That experience of being in those countries and, you know, having to briefly learn certain, you know, the language and how to properly communicate with people. And once again, I never felt out of place. I never felt like, you know, damn, why am I here? This is too much. She can't understand what I'm saying. Nah, I looked forward to that, you know, where the promoter would say, hey, you know, if you're asking for this, say it this way. If you need this, say it this way when you're in the hotel. You know, for the most part, people would speak English, but if there was a little barrier, then I look forward to that experience. Them understanding me, it's not, see, that's the thing about the exchange. The exchange ain't them just, they supposed to just understand me. No, I'm supposed to understand them as well. So let me take the time to do so. And I'm glad, that's why I thank my man DJ IROC again, because, you know, I value those type of experiences. I don't look at it just, you know, as a trip where we went and just rock parties. Yes, that was the intention. Yes, we made money doing it. Yes, we had a great time, but damn it, you know, I have some memories and I have some food. I got some soul food from them experiences, man. Being in that Europe, man, seeing those Swiss Alps in real time, being out in Italy and Switzerland, representing this thing called hip hop with my guy. Come on now. doing that in my 20s. That was my early 20s. Early 20s. 2002. Come on now. Man, such a blessing. So, damn, I know I have some more IROC story. I'm trying to think. No, I'm not trying to think, I'm thinking. I know y'all probably like, well, think then, man. We watching your video, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. I got shit to do, man. Nah, man. But yo, I'm going to tell y'all this in closing about my man DJ IROC and why I respect him as a man. You know, he had a situation where he was falsely accused of some horrendous acts. And, you know, it was crazy because it came from indoors, if you will. You know, it didn't come from outside. It didn't come from a random stranger or something like that. It came from, you know, within his family tree. So, you know, that was a tough thing to watch him go through something like that, even though I wasn't around him physically when it happened, when it jumped off, if you will, when the accusations were made. But just from speaking to him and seeing what I saw on social media and people calling me and texting me and asking me about it and all that, you know, I just say this, man. You know, you really don't know who a man is until he's faced with the fire. You don't know who people, you really don't know like what's up with them. Like for real, until they cooking in the fire. And when Rock was cooking in the fire of those false accusations, he stood up like a man. He didn't beg nobody for support or to be by his side or to speak positive words about him. He just stood tall in his faith with his wife and his family and his loved ones and people like myself who already knew it was some bullshit and it was lies, right? And he just focused on being the man he's supposed to be, man. The great husband he is and the great father that he is and the great man. I don't say what I'm saying lightly at all. When you see me put that G there for great, I say that because I've traveled the world with this man. And I've never, ever in my life heard him say anything crazy about women or children or anybody. Anything weird, anything just underhanded, anything that you would say, oh, what the hell? Why would he say something like that? Never seen him do anything fishy, sketchy, whatever. So, you know, it wasn't a hard choice for me to make to say, nah, I stood with him then, I'm gonna stand with him now. And I'm still standing with him to this day. And, you know, if I could say one of the best experiences I've had with this man is watching him stand like a fucking man when he was frying. When they was really, you know what I'm saying, trying to cook his ass. Raw, you know what I'm saying? Just cook him. Without no type of evidence, without no, you know, no real thorough looking into things. It's just all of this feelings and insinuations and all that. And that man didn't let none of that shit stop him from being who he is and standing firm and manning up with his chest out and just saying, yo, I'm a fight for my life and my freedom. And I'ma still keep believing and having that knowing that God got me. This too shall pass, and it damn sure did. It damn sure did. And even though he may not be on the scene like he was before, I mean, this is a guy who has DJ'd for some of the great artists, you know, in general, all across the board, from Big Pun to Big L to the Locks to Alicia Keys. I know I'm missing out some, but I know he was at one point doing bad boy parties. You know what I'm saying? He was producing over there at Bad Boy. At one time, he produced songs for a Rough Rider artist. He was producing songs for me. You know, Rock multi-talented, and like I said, just solid when it come to this man thing. You notice I ain't say nothing about busting no guns. I ain't say nothing about, you know, fighting nobody. I ain't say nothing about anything to try to make him look tough. Because men ain't worried about that. We're not worried about looking tough. What we're most concerned about is being who we're supposed to be, living our life in the light, being the light, and making sure that we doing what's right. And that what's right is what God wants us to do. I don't say that lightly. That's not something cliche. That is what it is. Hey, man, if I want to be taken seriously, I got to take myself seriously first and then put that out into the universe through my ways and actions. I show that I'm serious about my life. I'm serious about my light that I carry, and I'm serious about completing my divine assignment that God has me here to complete. And so that's another reason why it wasn't hard for me at all to stand tall right alongside my man DJ IROC. And I wish you nothing but the best, my brother. You know there's more stories I could talk about with us. But I'm glad I ended on that note about your resilience, about your faith, about your still being able to laugh and love on your little bro when I was going through it too. You know, I was going through it, but I still was like, man, fuck what I'm going through because of what you was going through. But we both was there for one another. And both was able to have that understanding. You know, as the late, great Philip Brandon Gilmore would say, that outstanding understanding. We were able to have that for one another and talk for hours, listen to each other, laugh, joke, reminisce, you know, and just, you know, and smile through our trials. That's what we was doing, Rock. So yeah, man, it's been a long time coming, and this is Hip Hop Stories Part 4. I'm glad I was able to share my experiences with the one and only Big DJ IROC out that BX Borough, baby. You know what I'm saying? I love you, man. And hey, man, continue to just be you, man. All right? Salute. One love.